Imagine watching your home disappear, not because of a war, not because of a political regime, but because the ocean has swallowed your land or the rain simply stopped falling years ago. You pack what little you have and cross a border to seek safety, only to find that in the eyes of the law, you do not exist. Today, millions of people are being uprooted by a changing climate, yet when they seek asylum, they find a gaping hole in. Today, we are exploring the invisible crisis of climate refugees and why the law has absolutely no name for them. What is a refugee? This is a question that touches the heart of human dignity and international law. Every minute, 20 people leave everything behind to escape war, persecution, or terror. A refugee is a person forced to flee their home due to persecution, war, or violence. Unlike migrants who move by choice, refugees escape to survive. They have a well-founded fear of persecution for reasons of race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a particular social group. Most refugees cannot return home safely, and they need international protection and support. Under international law, the 1951 Refugee Convention and its 1967 Protocol define who qualifies as a refugee. These landmark legal instruments were created in the aftermath of World War II to protect those displaced by conflict. This principle, known as non-refoulement, is the cornerstone of international refugee protection. Refugees also have the right to work, education, and access to basic dignity. Today, 149 countries have signed the Refugee Convention or its protocol, committing to protect refugees worldwide. The status of refugees is not just a legal category, it is a promise of humanity. Behind every refugee statistic is a human being with dreams, hopes, and the desire for a safe place to call home. Law without humanity is a hollow promise. We must remember that refugees are not just seeking safety. They are seeking dignity, opportunity, and a chance to contribute to their new communities. As global citizens, we share a responsibility to protect those forced to flee. The 1951 Convention remains as relevant today as it was when it was first adopted. In a world of increasing displacement, our commitment to refugee protection must remain steadfast. Together, we can ensure that the promise of humanity is kept for every refugee everywhere. The sky over San Juan turned black without warning. In September 2017, Hurricane Maria struck Puerto Rico with violent force, unleashing winds of 155 miles per hour. Roofs lifted, hospitals flooded, power grids failed, and the island fell into darkness. For millions, the night did not end for months. Silence followed, filled with debris and loss. Maria, a mother in San Juan, stepped through what used to be her living room. There was no roof above her, only broken beams dripping rainwater. Family photographs floated in muddy puddles, her children's drawings pressed into wet concrete. "I wanted to stay and rebuild," she explained, "but everything was destroyed. I had to think about my kids' future." She was not thinking about migration. She was thinking about survival. Across the island, thousands faced the same choice: remain in ruins or leave everything behind. Airports filled with families carrying small suitcases, wiping away tears, saying goodbyes without certainty of return. They were not fleeing war or persecution. They were escaping climate devastation. Research from the University of Michigan revealed nearly 200,000 Puerto Ricans left the island in the year following Maria, one of the largest migrations in its modern history. Entire neighborhoods scattered across the mainland United States. Maria boarded a plane to Florida with her children, carrying documents in one hand and fear in the other. Arrival did not feel like relief. It felt foreign, even within the same nation. Puerto Rico's experience stands as a warning. Climate change drives stronger storms, heavier rainfall, higher surges. Migration driven by climate is not theoretical, it is happening now. Maria did not choose exile. She chose survival. She chose her children's future. And until the law evolves, climate refugees will continue moving through a system not built to see them.
What can we do for international climate refugees? When we hear the word refugees, We often imagine distinct storms, flooded islands, burning forest, but this is not a distant crisis. It is happening now. Families are losing homes, not because of any war or not because of any politics, but because the earth beneath them is changing. Due to that, rising seas are swallowing coastlines and droughts destroying the crops. Cyclone grow stronger and slowly the people are also forced to move. Due to that, people are forced to move. Here is the uncomfortable truth. International law does not officially recognize the climate refugees. The 1951 Refugee Convention protect the people fleeing persecution, not rising ocean, not desertification, not hurricanes. So the first question we must ask, what can we do? The first one, recognizing climate refugee in international law, the first essential. The world must expand the legal definition. We need international recognition that climate displacement is real. So, the United Nations and a member state must work towards either by amending the 1951 Refugee Convention or creating a new international treaty which is specifically for the climate refugees. Without the legal recognition, millions remain invisible, and invisibility means vulnerability. So, the second essential, creating a climate migration agreement. Not every country will be affected equally. Small island nations like those in the Pacific area are already facing existential threats. Countries like Bangladesh face rising sea levels, parts of Africa facing extreme droughts. We need a regional agreement that allows safe, planned migration, not emergency escape. Migration should be not chaotic. It should be organized, humane, and dignified. And the third essential, climate finance and responsibility. Here is the another reality. The countries that suffer the most are often countries that are contributed the least to the global emissions. The major industrialized nations must provide all necessities. Climate adaptation fund also required. Infrastructure rebuilding support are required. And disaster management system are required. And relocation assistance are required. So this is not a charity. It is a climate justice. Without all this, we cannot do anything to protect the climate refugees. The fourth one, invest adaptation, not just relocation. The goal is not to move everyone. The goal is to help people stay if possible. We must invest in flood-resistant housing, sustainable agriculture, water management system, early warning technologies. The early warning technologies are very essential. Renewable energy. If communities are strengthened, displacement can be reduced. The fifth essential, national policies for internal displacement. Many climate refugees do not cross borders. They move within their own countries. Governments must recognize internal displaced person due to climate change, and also providing housing and a livelihood program, and also preventing exploitation and poverty traps. The climate displacement is not only an international issue, and it is also a domestic issue and also domestic responsibility. And the sixth essential one is to protect human dignity. We must change the narrative. Climate refugees are not burden. They are farmers, teachers, workers, parents, children. They are human beings. Adaptation to the crisis they do not create. Media, education system and leaders must stop framing migration as a fear, and they start framing it as a survival. So the seventh essential, addressing the root cause, and finally the most important step is that reducing the global emissions, transition to renewable energy, hold corporation accountable, adapt sustainable policies, because if we do not slow the climate change, we are not solving displacement. We are multiplying it if we are not solving it. The question not whether climate refugee exist. The question is whether world is ready to acknowledge them. History will judge us not by how we responded to storms, but how we responded to people. Climate refugees are not a future problem. They are present. And responsibility. What responsibility? Present responsibility. And the solution begins within the recognition, responsibility, and humanity. The earth is changing. The law must change. And so we must.